Guys, it is coming up very soon. September 23rd, Heartland Championship Wrestling is traveling to the Air Capital of the World, Wichita, Kansas, y'all. It's going to be the Air Capital Brawl at the Osage Rec Center. Doors are going to open at 5 p.m. Bell rings at 6. It is going to be a blast, and I am so pumped because right now we have with us one of the main eventers of that match of that show. It's going to be, this is Aaron Helms, the Prodigy. Last I knew, he was, Aaron, would you say heel is the best word, or would you just say outright villain?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys bringing me on today. I think it's exciting that we are finally coming to Wichita, and Air Capital Brawl is going to be a hell of a show. So if you haven't got your tickets, you want to make sure that you do that. I don't think I've been a villain ever. Some people may say that I've been a villain or a cheater or been less than a follower of the rules, whatever you want to say. That's fine by your standards, but my standards are I'm a winner. And the only fact is that I've been a former champion. I've been former heavyweight champion in other promotions here in Kansas. I've been former tag team champion in other promotions here in Kansas. And I aim to bring that same energy and commitment to Heartland Championship Wrestling. So, whether that means getting it done 1, 2, 3 by my brute strength or creatively winning, whatever it takes to get the job done, that's what the Prodigy is going to do.
I like that. Creatively winning. That's an interesting way to title it. I will admit I have watched you wrestle many a match, and I've been impressed with what I see. You are definitely high caliber. I do have to question your team of choice there on your shirt, Denver Broncos. That's a little hideous thing. Yeah. So Helms, they one of the things that I think is an intriguing storyline with this match is, from what I understand, you and Remington have been friends since you guys were like kids, right?
Yeah, so you talk about the story of a man, right? The story of success. And you look at the Prodigy Aaron Helms and the rise that I've had, and then you look at a guy like Remington Rhor. And the fact is that Remington Rhor wouldn't be a professional wrestler without the Prodigy Aaron Helms. I pushed him into this business. I made him go after it, seek after it, get trained. And then, you know what? Remington took to it, and he is doing things that I could never do. I mean, you look at his matches and the level of violence and brutality and anger and just the overall picture that he paints with blood and guts and violence is something that the Prodigy Aaron Helms could never do. And so I'm proud of him in so many ways. You take a look and you say, look, I've known this guy since I was 4 years old. We grew up literally damn near in diapers together. And all through school, we were best friends. We watched our first WrestleManias together. We hung out and we played the WWE video games growing up, and we dreamed of being professional wrestlers. And the problem is that guys like Remington Rhor think that somehow because they've out-traveled me, or they've outdone this, or they're out doing bigger shows and bleeding and they're getting name recognition all across the United States, that somehow they're better than the Prodigy Aaron Helms. The fact of the matter is that I am the hardest hitting heavyweight in the state of Kansas, and I will prove that time and time and time again. I'm the former heavyweight champion of this entire state for a reason. Former tag team champion.
I won't deny your accolades, Helms. I will admit it. The Prodigy has many, many belts under his name. I do have to acknowledge, though, former was thrown in there quite a bit. I just can't help but wonder if maybe there's a little bit of bitterness there. with Remington being kind of the dominant force in HCW, really.
Yeah, but
Nobody's really
let's
been
talk
able to
about
shut him down.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about a lot of things here with that. Dominant in HCW, I wouldn't say that. I would say dominant in Kansas, the Kansas wrestling scene. Sure, yes. Remington Rhor has had a historic rise since 2020. I would say honestly,
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
Remington Rhor is on top of his game. Remington Rhor is a violent, hard to
He's an
beat
animal.
monster.
He is.
He's an animal.
I was telling Bobby this
But
earlier. I
I'm
said
a
if I had to give him a nickname, I would call him the otherworldly warrior. That man is supernatural in the way he fights. It is
you know
wild.
the thing is when you've grown up with somebody like you have with me and Remington, when you have loved somebody in the brotherhood that is friendship like you have with me and Remington, then you know what makes them weak. You know where you can pry into their mind and you can beat them. And while Remington is a hell of a brute, he is not there mentally. He does not
Ooh.
compare to the Prodigy and Helms. I am disciplined. I am manipulative. I am everything you want in a absolute stone cold killer. And that's why I am going to be champion here in Heartland Championship Wrestling once again. And while Remington Rhor and all these other naysayers, guys like Ray Leone, the flavor of the month, or guys like Valencia de Paz, Chancla Violence, guys like Johnny Faith, they all think that they are the next thing. I am the next thing. I am the thing. I'm the standard that Kansas wrestling is set upon. And if you want to look at any heavyweight champion in Kansas wrestling history, there is no one better than the Prodigy Aaron Helms. And I will prove that September 23rd once again when I defeat Remington Rhor in the ring 1, 2, 3, and I put aside our brotherhood and our childhood friendship and I let him know who the better man is.
Well, guys, there you have it. Oh,
I have a
man.
question. Will your guys' friendship be what it was as kids after this match? Or do you think it'll be better, or do you think it'll be worse?
It's one of those things, man. You don't mix business and pleasure. I love Remington. I think he's a great person, and he is always going to be a great friend. He was at my wedding. He was at all of my major life events. I mean, everything growing up. My first WrestleManias, my first time getting to experience this business was with Remington. I'll never forget, we watched a show, our first time ever seeing pro wrestling live. Me and him went to a TNA wrestling show at the Cotillion Ballroom. And we got to see guys like Abyss and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle and Christian Cage and so many other main event legends. And as teenagers, we said, we want to be that. We want to be that. The problem is, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been distracted. I have had so much going on in my own life that I have let wrestling take a back foot, and so many people have thought that is the opportunity to step over me. I am not a stepping stone. I am not a stepping stone. I am not the next rung on the ladder to
You're
your
saying
success.
Rhor
I
used you
am
as
the
a
top
stepping
of the
stone.
mountain. The Prodigy and Helms, when they put the championship belt around my waist in 2018, we had 100 people in our crowd. When I dropped that championship belt in 2018, we had 595 people in our crowd. The Prodigy Aaron Helms sells tickets. The Prodigy Aaron Helms is the main event. He is the marquee. He is the reason that people come to this show. I am the hardest hitting heavyweight in Kansas wrestling history. And come September 23rd, Remington Rhor, friend or not, you will know that I am red, white, better than you.
There you have it, folks. Aaron the Prodigy Helms, not afraid to call out the entire back roster of HCW, saying he is the best. He is the top of the mountain. He plans to take the title from Rhor and plans to show that he is the force of nature to be reckoned with by everyone in HCW. Prodigy, man, let's see if you're going back to your former glory, man. We'll see. Golly, man, it's going to be exciting.
I'll be in the crowd that night also, so I will be
September 23rd.
ringside, hopefully.
September 23rd. Make sure you guys catch it. Doors open at 5. Bell rings at 6 o'clock. I know.
He'll find himself.
I do. Sorry, I had the rest of the details and I lost them.
That's all right. I believe that after that it was ticket sales.
General admission $12. Premium admission is going to be $15. VIP, that's the early access that gets you front row seat, that gets you access to wrestlers, first in the snack line, all the good stuff. VIP is $35. So make sure you're following them on all their socials, and I'm sure this will get posted somewhere to the socials. So make sure you're following the heat, dude. Obviously, as you heard, there is real drama here. So Prodigy calling out everybody, telling Remington, "Hey, you stepped over me to get this title. I'm taking it." So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, rumor has it
I can't wait.
might have Remington next week. So there you go. HCW, Heartland Championship Wrestling. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're following them. Tune in.